Colored ribbons and viral ice dumping videos are fine, but this is how you truly bring awareness about a disease. Glen Campbell, I'll Be Me is a musical documentary of country legend Glen Campbell's final tour, even after the disease of Alzheimer's had started to take its toll on his mind and memories. It's an in-depth look into both the man and the disease that is currently affecting over 5 million Americans living today. To try to accomplish both of those tasks in less than 2 hours would seem to be quite a challenge, but this movie manages to find that balance well enough and educate us on both through the story of this incredible musician and singer. Make no mistake, this movie is incredibly powerful. Now, much of this has to do with the simple courage of this family to really put on display the impact and effect of what Alzheimer's does. In choosing to do a final tour even after Campbell's mind started to go, they're brave enough to shine a light on how devastating it is. And seeing this family deal with it behind the scenes gave me a clearer picture than ever about how difficult that journey can be. It's breathtaking. But even as I was learning about Alzheimer's through doctor's visits and MRIs, I was also learning the full story of this incredible musician through the eyes of his peers. The breadth of the artists that have been impacted by his amazing skills was stunning, with comments from members of U2 to the Beatles. It was really amazing to see how this simple country boy managed to pick up a guitar and impact the world of music in a huge way. And here's the thing. He was still rocking it for that final tour. Even as his mind couldn't even remember the names of his children, it was like his fingers couldn't forget how to play the guitar. But what's most amazing about this movie is how well, even in the biographical stuff, it never loses its focus on what Alzheimer's is doing to this man, even to the point of genuine awkwardness. This movie doesn't gloss over the difficulties both on and off the stage, choosing to let us live in the sadness of these lost memories and connections enough that we really feel the impact of this awful disease. And yet this man, even in those moments, seems to hold on to humor and grace in a way that is incredibly compelling and heartwarming. There's this moment where Paul McCartney is pouring praise on Glen after a concert, and here he is, one of the most famous musicians of all time, and you just aren't quite sure if Glen even recognizes him. And yet he thanks him graciously and sincerely in a way that you know he would whether he was being greeted by a member of the Beatles or by an unknown fan. It's an incredibly poignant moment about the beauty of graciousness and one of many that fill this film. Now, as far as negatives go, I really don't have much, other than I do feel like the movie kind of stumbled to the end, as if it wasn't really sure what kind of bow it wanted to tie on this present. It made the last half hour feel a bit unwieldy and lost in itself, and as if maybe it could have been edited down to a more powerful finish. But overall, I'll Be Me is a wonderful documentary that I think is well worth seeing. The courage of Glen Campbell and his family to let the truth of Alzheimer's shine this publicly makes for a movie that is both heartwarming and heartbreaking, but in both cases necessary to understanding the life of this talented musician and the disease that is stealing his mind. I give it an A-. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. You can stay tuned for a special Best Ever Challenge here in a bit. But first, I'm going to put some stuff up over here that you can click on. If you'd like to subscribe, which I'd very much appreciate, you can do that by clicking the big gray subscribe button. And if you want to see more, well, I've also got reviews out this week of the Jake Gyllenhaal flick Nightcrawler and the Nicole Kidman Colin Firth thriller Before I Go to Sleep. You can also click the logo right up here to go to the all-new YourMovieFriend.com, where you can find a searchable database of reviews, as well as the written text of these videos. And finally, instead of a Best Ever Challenge on this one, let's do this. If someone close to you has been impacted by the disease of Alzheimer's, I want you to drop their names and maybe a story in the comments to honor their memories. Now, no points awarded this week, but maybe each of us can donate a few dollars to research for every name that we honor. I'll start by mentioning my great-grandma Edith, who I vividly remember having to sign her calendar when we'd visit, so, she'd think that no one came to see her. We could actually point out that we'd been there on the calendar. She also kissed me at my wedding when I walked her to her seat because she thought we were getting married. I loved her, and she always had a great smile and laugh, even into her 90s. I'd love to read some of your stories as well in the comments, and if interested, please know you can donate or find out more about Alzheimer's at alz.org.